and I was shocked. I was like, shingles? I'm only 32 years old. How in the world could I have shingles? Hi, my name is Jessica, and this video I want to share with everybody my shingles experience. Now, to start off with, everybody's shingles experience is different. Don't go through the timeline that I did, like when the time that I decided to go to the doctor. Please, by all means, don't take what I did as what you should do. You should always go to your doctor whenever you feel like you need to go to see your doctor if you're not feeling well. So with that said, let's dive in to how I experienced my first shingles. To start off with, do a little backstory. I just had a baby in February. She's 2 months now. She was born, natural, normal. Everything was perfect with the delivery, nothing traumatic with it. Afterwards, the postpartum was wonderful. I was happy. I was breastfeeding, and my husband was home on leave so he could help with me and everything. Everything was wonderful. Then 2 weeks came. Well, also, with the lack of sleep, with a newborn, I was tired, of course, and a little stressed out because, you got a new baby and everything, but nothing really bad. Anyway, she was 2 weeks old when it all started. I first woke up in the morning with this terrible neck pain. It was in the back of my neck, and it felt like it was lightning shooting pain all in my neck and going up my neck and into the back of my head. Like you have muscles that go up to the back of your head. I felt it in those muscles. I mean, it was awful. I couldn't turn my head. I couldn't look down. It was really bad neck. I've never had neck pain like that before. And I've had, creaks in my neck before where I thought that was bad. But this one was different. I knew it from that first day. This is weird. This is strange. And I took medicine. I took Tylenols. I took ibuprofen. And because at that time I was breastfeeding and you couldn't take certain things like Excedrin or other things that has a certain medicine in it that could go into the breast milk and be dangerous for the baby. So there were certain things that I couldn't take, but I knew I could take Tylenol or ibuprofen like the hospital said I could with coming home with any postpartum pain. Well, I was taking my Tylenol, I was taking my ibuprofen, and it didn't help at all. I did warm compresses on my neck. It didn't help. I did cold. It didn't help. It was very weird. It was very strange. And then 2 days after that, I had started developing a headache. It was like almost as if my neck pain was growing. It was almost as if it was reaching up to my head because it started in the back. And it felt like these fingers, this lightning pain fingers reaching over into my, on my head like that and into my forehead. And it was like lightning. That's all I can describe it. It was like this lightning pain, and it was so painful. My skin hurt whenever I touched it. It was very painful. Even that, I couldn't take medicine for that. Nothing helped with that, with the Tylenol or the ibuprofen. I did warm compresses on that. I did cold compresses, and it still didn't help. And then on the 4th day from where my neck pain started, my eye started to swell, my right eye, and for no reason at all. I didn't hit it. I'm not allergic to anything that I know of, at this time. Allergies, I don't have allergies, and I didn't rub it in any way. I just woke up one morning and it was a little swollen, and throughout the day, on that 4th day, it started to get a little bit more swollen, and then it started to hurt. It started to get really painful to look at certain things, like a bright, shiny window from the sun and everything coming in, and I couldn't go outside. It was, especially if it was a sunny day, I could not go outside. It hurt too much. It was almost as if the light itself was burning into the back of my eye. It was very painful, and it was painful to move my eye from the right or left, read reading hurt. I couldn't read because it took too much muscle and too much focus in my eye to read, and I thought that was very strange. And I also, with the swelling, I tried cold compress and nothing helped there. So after my eye has been swollen for 3 days, so we're probably going on a week with all these symptoms from start to now, I decide to go to my family doctor. I go there and she looks at me and she couldn't figure out why in the world my eye was swollen. I mean, it wasn't like I got hit or bruised or anything. I told her the same thing. I'm not allergic to anything, and my eye was swollen for no reason, and I had this terrible neck pain. But she did think that my neck pain was due to breastfeeding. She thought maybe I strained it from looking down, too much at the baby while I was breastfeeding. I thought, maybe it is true. Maybe I did strain my neck, and that's causing a migraine, and I can't take medicine like an Excedrin while I'm breastfeeding. And so I thought maybe it was, but it didn't explain my eye, and she was still baffled about my eye being swollen. Also, at around the same time, my scalp started to get sore to the touch. Her and I both thought it was probably because of the headache. Maybe I was rubbing it too much. I thought maybe I was rubbing it too much and that's why it was sore. It was almost as if like you make a new part in your hair and you turn your hair a different way and it's sore the next day or that afternoon is sore. It felt like that, but like 10 times worse. Like a really bad sunburn almost. She couldn't figure out why in the world all this was going on. She couldn't prescribe to me any muscle relaxers because I'm breastfeeding and that would have been harmful to the baby, been too dangerous for the baby. She just said, just keep trying the cold compresses, taking Tylenol and ibuprofen. If my eye continues to stay swollen, she encouraged me to go to an eye specialist. And so I left. A couple days later from there, I called my eye doctor. I go into my eye doctor and I tell him everything that I told my family doctor. And he said, well, Jessica, you have shingles. And I was shocked. I was like, shingles? I'm only 32 years old. How in the world could I have shingles? And how is this caused so early, so young? And he said, well, stress can do that. Stress or a weakened immune system. And he says, I doubt you have a weakened immune system because you seem very healthy right now. You seem very young and healthy person. So it was probably stress. I told him, well, I just had a baby. And, I have been kind of, staying up late. And that is stressful. And, learning how to take care of this new baby and nurse this baby, getting used to everything. And he says, yeah, how old is your baby? And I said, 2 weeks. Well, at that time, 3 weeks. He says, oh yes, that's very stressful, and a lot of shingles can start from delivery, having a new baby. It's been known to do that to a lot of moms. And so I was shocked, really. I could believe it because after he said shingles, I started, in my head, I started listing all my symptoms, and I was like, that sounds just like shingles. Muscle pain, nerve pain, headaches, and the eye swelling. And he looked at my scalp, and he says, yep, you have the rash in your scalp, and that's why your scalp is sore. And I thought it was from the headache and me rubbing it too much. It was the shingles. So, with all that said, he prescribed to me an antiviral because the shingles is a virus, and he gave me only 5 days. He gave me 5 days. He said, take it for 5 days. I took it for 5 days and I started to feel better within like the second or third day of taking it. It was a lot better. I mean, I was sleeping better. I was able to, nurse a lot better. It was a big difference. Thank goodness for the antiviral medicine. And I don't know how long I would have lasted if I wasn't able to take the antiviral. He wanted me to take it immediately, like that day. Start it that day. Because he said the sooner you start your antiviral with the shingles, the sooner the pain and the uncomfortable and the nerve pain and everything starts to diminish greatly the sooner you do it. And I was very happy I did. I started that day, and within like the third or fourth day, it was a lot better. As of right now, it's been 5 weeks since I found out I had shingles. I am almost completely better from my shingles. I would say maybe 90%. I do still have that reoccurring, surprise nerve pain. Like it comes and then it goes, like my eye of sometimes for no reason out of the blue, it doesn't matter what time of the day, I can get like this really, really sharp pain in my eye, in the back of my eye. And it scares me for a second, but then I realize, oh, it's my shingles. Let me go take a Tylenol. Let me go take an ibuprofen. Preferably ibuprofen. And then I'll have like a sore neck or a sharp neck pain, but I just rub it away and I take my ibuprofen for that. It's a far cry now than it was at the beginning. And I'm so glad I'm out of the woods, hopefully, right now. It's some tips that I've learned along the way from my shingles is to, as soon as you get any kind of burn or sore rash or just a soreness of anything on your skin, go to your doctor. And if you have an eye swelling after like the first day, and if it hasn't gotten any better on that second day, go to your eye doctor. Tell them your eye is swelling and you have no idea what's going on. At least get it looked at. The third tip, if you find out you do have shingles, it's good to take ibuprofen with it for any pain relieving that it could give you after your antiviral medicine, because after the antiviral starts, then the regular pain medicine does help. So I would take ibuprofen because it is an anti-inflammatory medicine, and the shingles virus it inflames your nerves, and that's why it's so painful. So you want to get that inflammation down to help with the pain. So take an ibuprofen if you can. Make sure you get plenty of rest because it will tire you out. You will feel so fatigued if you're going through the shingles. Also, showers, nice warm, like really, really warm showers. I wouldn't do hot because of the scalp or the rash or anything like that. Just a nice warm, maybe lukewarm showers to help it feel better. Some people say cold showers to help relieve the rash and the burn. And just be real gentle with the rash. I did with my scalp. I was very careful and I used very mild shampoo. You could use baby shampoo just to make sure that you want something very, very gentle. And what I was told going through shingles and still breastfeeding and having a newborn, scared that my newborn would catch this because she's only 2 weeks old, she could catch it. What I've learned with that is just don't touch the rash, and that's the only way they could catch it. If the fluid from the rash is touched onto the baby, and that's the only way they could catch it. So I made sure I was very, mindful of not to touch my scalp. I even put my hair up in a ponytail and I kept it up until the rash was gone or better, or I was done with my shingles. So I would recommend doing that if you're going through this as well. Just don't touch your rash. Cover it up if you need to. Wear something over it if it's possible, if it doesn't hurt that bad, or just don't touch it if you have a newborn. And that's the only way they would catch it. And I was very happy to hear about that because I was afraid nursing my newborn, she could catch it through there, but it doesn't go through there. The virus doesn't go through the breast milk. It just goes from the fluid. But that is everything I've learned about my shingles, and that's my shingles experience. But I hope this helps you guys if you guys are going through shingles as well. I hope you liked this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe. It really helps out my channel, and leave a comment below if you have anything to add about your shingles experience or any questions, and I hope to see you guys later. Bye.